Hello, hello, hello. How are you guys doing today? Well, once again, I just got back from my walk and I went inside and I grabbed, put some water in a Starbucks cup, and then I grabbed the ring light so I could have kind of a tripod out here, and here I am. I actually wasn't sure if I was going to film a vlog today, and my vlog yesterday was so long, and I just don't even know if people have time to watch it, so this vlog will probably be a little shorter, and then, you know, I'm preparing to be back, I shouldn't say full-time, but like regular videos, starting the beginning of the week, like Monday. I actually posted, right before I went on my walk, I posted my first drama video back, which I was going to wait to post on Monday, but I thought I'm not going to post another video on that channel this weekend, so just let people have time to watch it this weekend if they want to, and then I'll post some drama videos this upcoming week. I think as far as my like getting back to a regular routine, I'm gonna ease back into it slowly, because it's really important that, you know, I'm doing my daily meditations and prayers, and you know, just doing the small stuff around the house that I can, like making the bed and doing all that kind of stuff. And so that stuff is still important to me too, and trying to get back into, or get into, walking on a regular basis. So I really want to do that. I've walked twice this week. Or 3 times I walked twice, or did I walk 3 times? Today I walked right at 30 minutes. Yeah, right at 30 minutes. I've been kind of keeping track of my walking, more so that I know what, like, the route that I take, what it looks like. But there may be some days, or 2 or 3 days in a row, that I don't post any videos. I may post every day for a month on several channels. I don't know. I'm just going to take it as it comes and see what I think. When I've been at the store, which was like with Caroline the other day, I bought a couple things to review. The last couple times I've gone to the store, I bought some things to review. So I have a couple review things that are from the grocery store, and I'm gonna maybe review those next week. So as far as the review channel, it probably won't be daily, just because it's based on what stuff I have, and I want to order some stuff on Amazon. And yeah, I posted a Peterisms video yesterday. It was really nice getting back to that. Yesterday, I got up, and I filmed my vlog so early yesterday morning that I didn't get to tell you guys what I did yesterday. So let me tell you that really quick. First of all, I was thinking about this on my walk. It is currently 3:40 p.m. and it is, let's see what the temperature is outside. Hot. 88 degrees outside. Gusty winds and small hail are possible tomorrow. Have a plan and be prepared. Oh my lord. Oh, that's for tomorrow. I guess we're gonna have some bad weather. So yesterday I got up real early. You guys know that because I vlogged really early. And then had my therapy session, which was fantastic, and talked a lot about getting prepared to go into couples counseling. He wanted us to do the take the love language test. So we took the love language test. Alex and I did last night in bed. Which I don't remember what my love languages were. Alex and I, God, like 10 years ago, we read the book, The 5 Love Languages. And I know that words of affirmation, I think there were, like in the book when you do it, there's 2 that you have. His was acts of service and mine is words of affirmation. And then the other ones, it's interesting because we're very similar with that. So we did that last night, and then we just kind of hung out and talked in bed for a while. What did I do yesterday? So so the drama video that I did, my first one back, is like a sponsored video, and so they have to look at it and approve the sponsored part of it, and so that takes like, you know, two days sometimes. So I honestly didn't think I would get it back until Monday, and they like approved it real quick, and so I was like, well, I'm gonna post this today. But anyway, yesterday I did the drama video, but then after my therapy session, I sat down and I like took from the Instagram where I had posted, what do people want me to talk about? I made this long list, and sitting in this hardback chair, a couple people have suggested like pillows, and somebody sent me a pillow a long time ago for sitting in a chair when I had back pain, and I have that, and I have pillows that I sit on around the house, but it still doesn't help sometimes. And it's also like kind of like how much I force myself, and so it's just gonna kind of depend on the day. But when I get going, I get kind of excited to do stuff. And so like yesterday I got the drama video done, and then I did the Peterisms video, and then I sat out here and I talked to my neighbors, and I just was like my back hurt, but I was feeling so motivated and inspired that I wanted to do like a Peter Does Stuff video, which I didn't. Because finally, after 3 videos, like Alex was texting me and he was like, don't push yourself too hard. And I was like, okay, like I'm just gonna kind of call it a day. What was so funny was Alex went and did his yoga workout last night, and then afterwards he went to a friend's house because it's her birthday this summer. It's like a big birthday for her, so it's just like 3 of them, and they're going on this birthday trip. If I'm approved to travel at that point, I may go. But so he went over there for them to like book all their stuff for it, and so I was kind of just waiting for him to come home. And Boo and I went upstairs, and I had the fan on, and the fan felt so good, and the bed had been made, you know, everything. And so I said, come on, Boo. And he was like right on my chest. And we feed him about 6:15. And so sometimes earlier, sometimes later, just depends. And so we were laying there, and it was like 5:50, and I said, okay, Boo, we're gonna lay down for 25 minutes. And so I set my alarm for 6:15, and I woke up and it was 7:30, and the little guy was all crashed out and everything, asleep. He was so sweet right next to me. And I said, Boo, we gotta go feed you. So went and fed Boo, and he was so hungry last night too, probably because it was a little bit later. But he gets so many treats, and we now, like, we always keep some, like, there's like right inside the door there's food down that we keep for him so that he can eat whenever he wants. And he's such a sweetie. This morning this morning we slept in, Boo and I slept in a little late today. So he ran all around the backyard. He's like, oh. I'm like, Boo, what are you barking at? He's like, oh. He's so cute. So then Alex came home, and we hung out and talked for a little bit. And then he was real tired, so he was going to bed, and I wanted to watch. So yesterday, the newest episode of Under the Banner of Heaven and The Staircase came out, so I wanted to watch those. Who's calling me? So I wanted to watch those, and so I watched those, and then at midnight, the Shining Girls came out, and so I watched that too, and I have no clue who that call is. So I didn't get to bed till like, well, at one point I got real hungry. So I made a cheese sandwich, a cold cheese sandwich, which I love, and a glass of orange juice. But I didn't get done with those shows till like 3, so I went to bed at like 3. And so Boo and I slept in today. And then today, I've just kind of been talking on the phone a lot, did my prayers and meditations out here. My neighbor came over, he sat and talked to me for a while. Then my other neighbor came over, and we talked for a while. He's a tennis coach, so we always talk about tennis. And I'd asked him if he had seen the movie King Richard, which he still hasn't. But we were talking about like all the tennis players back in the day that were the ones that I used to follow, because I used to watch tennis religiously. And we were talking about like Pete Sampras and, you know, well, way back in the day when I was a little kid, like John McEnroe and Bjorn Borg and Yvonne Lendl. But in that movie, they reference a lot of people, like Jennifer Capriati is a big part of it at one point. I just didn't know anything about that story about Venus and Serena Williams. I mean, it's a pretty incredible story. And, yeah. Coda was such an incredible movie, wasn't it? And you know, another movie that I forgot to talk about when I was talking about movies on here the other day was I was trying to get ready and so for the Oscars. And so I was like watching all these Oscar movies because I had nothing to do. And that weekend, Alex had a friend that was turning 40. And so it was like Friday night they were like doing like a little private dinner, and then Saturday night was like the party, and then Sunday night a friend of his, the one that got married in Dallas several years ago, that we went to that wedding, she flew in to surprise the friend. So I was going to be here like, you know, alone all weekend. So I was like power watching these Oscar movies. I can't remember all that I watched, but the last one that I watched that I had absolutely no desire to watch, even though I'm a huge Jane Campion fan, was Power of the Dog. And I started watching it the night before the Oscars, so like on Saturday night. And I started watching it, and I thought, oh, this is kind of like some epic period Western deal. Like the trailers for that movie didn't no justice whatsoever. And I have to tell you, that movie was just phenomenal. It was just absolutely phenomenal. It was beautifully shot, first of all. But just the story. And I'm not a huge Benedict Cumberbatch fan or whatever his name is. But like if you haven't seen it, I don't want to tell you what it's about because it'll ruin it for you. It's like if you have never read, you know, The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo. It's the same kind of thing. Like if you don't know what it's about, don't let anybody tell you what it's about going into it, because that's part of the importance of the story is not understanding, you know. And I don't know. So I watched Power of the Dog, and I really, really liked it, actually. Which is funny because one of my friends that I talk about movies, she loves Jane Campion. So I found Jane Campion way back in the day. I mean, probably in my early 20s. When she directed a movie called An Angel at My Table. She's from New Zealand, I think. And I have the soundtrack in my basement somewhere. The soundtrack to that is, this is so funny, my neighbor across the street, she's been out of town for a week with her college best friend. And so he came over to talk to me, and then he just left to go pick them up at the airport, and the plane is flying over, and they're supposed to get in at like 3:30 to 4, and I'm like, I wonder if that's her flying in right now. But I loved that movie back in the day, An Angel at My Table. It was such a beautiful movie. Toni Collette in The Staircase is just absolutely unbelievable. I don't know that she's ever done a movie that I didn't like. I really, 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 really love Toni Collette. She's probably one of my favorite modern day actresses, if you want to call her that. Something about this water tastes stale, and I just took it from like the Pure bottle thing in the refrigerator. Melissa's niece is visiting. I think I talked about that on here. Tonight's her last night, so Melissa and Jason, Aaron and Eric, Alex and I, and then her niece, we're gonna all go out to dinner together. Which will be nice because that's like, I just don't leave the house very often. I just don't. You know, Tuesday, Caroline took me to my doctor's appointment, and then Tuesday night I went to my meeting, and I haven't gone anywhere since then. And like, it's so interesting to me because my friends will be like, now don't isolate. And I'm like, I'm not isolating. It's like, I don't really have anywhere to go. You know, Alex is like, well, you could take an Uber somewhere. And I'm like, where? Like, to go to, I don't know where I'm supposed to go. And so I don't feel like, I think I kind of got it into my head, like maybe I'm isolating, but I was talking about to my therapist about that yesterday. But I don't really feel like I am because like I sit out here and I interact with people, I call people all day long, and you know, it hasn't really been super strange not going places though, but it is really nice, like, especially when it's like a day that I don't have like a doctor's appointment or something, but it's just like tonight going out to dinner, or if like Valerie, when she comes and picks me up and just like we just drive around and stuff like that. She's out of town right now, so she can't do that, but you know, like that's really fun for me just to get, you know, out of the house and go get a coffee and just like, I don't know, just drive around with a friend. You guys, the battery died and I didn't even know that it was anywhere near the end. I had used a battery, I think, from yesterday, and so, yeah, but anyway, I don't even really know what I was talking about. I think I was talking about going places and being able to get out of the house and things like that, and versus isolating, and I think it's just friends of mine that are concerned, you know, when I get to like the 3 or 4 day mark. You know, Alex would drive me around if I wanted to go somewhere. But it's like when I get to the 3 or 4 day mark, you know, friends of mine are like, well, what have you been doing? Watching TV shows. This is why I do think it is good for me to get back to making videos. You know, it's like, they're like, you just kind of sit there all day long and talk to your neighbors. I'm like, so I think that's when they start getting a little concerned and stuff like that. It is so pretty today, you guys. It is so beautiful. I love when you guys mention about the birds chirping in the background. It makes me so happy. I love the birds too. They're constantly like flying all over the place. It's crazy. You know, a couple people had asked me I don't know where it was, comment sections of a vlog or something that I posted, like if my dad and my stepmom had been active. Yeah, my dad came to the hospital, you know, numerous times and was very involved, and was there with the neurologist several times, and yeah, my dad and my stepmom have been very, very involved. I don't know why, like I didn't mention that in my video back. I think it just kind of like, for me, it just goes without saying. And but they've been fantastic, and very concerned. I know my dad was very, very concerned about me getting off the pain medication. You know, before he was really heavily involved with like my back pain stuff. He wasn't that involved this time, because I think that, first of all, he really trusted my neurologist and the neurosurgeon that I was working with for my back clinic or back pain, and he knows my sponsor now and trusts, you know, her and Alex and everything. So he didn't get as involved in that. But when it came down to like the last 2 or 3 days, like we were talking every day, and you know, he would say, just, you know, be careful with yourself, you know, whatever and whatever. And then the first day off, he was like, how are you doing? And he was like really, really concerned, I think, about, I think just working in the medical field, he knows how many people get hooked on it, you know? And so I think he was really worried about that. But super supportive. I should play you guys this message. My dad called me last night and he left me this message. Hold on a second.
Your skills at Pac-Man and those other games when you were little.
He was calling because my stepmom and him were talking about, I used to like be obsessed with Pac-Man when I was a little kid. And so we were in Saugatuck, Michigan because my dad used to have a boat there. He and his partner had a boat there. So we would go there in the summer all the time. I've talked about that a million times. And so there was like this bar that was in the town. No, Saugatuck now is like super cute, you know, bed and breakfast, all this kind of stuff. They kind of call it like the gay province town of like the Midwest. And back then it still was cute. But it was very much like Amity and Jaws. It was a towny town, you know? And so he went in one night and there was this bar that like, it was like a bar restaurant. He said on the message that it was a hotel. And I guess it was like a hotel where like, so that area is an area where like a lot of guys that would go out on like shipping cruise would work. And so they would come in and stay like for a weekend or whatever. And I guess this was like a hotel that they would stay at and had like a bar restaurant in it. And it's what I remember is like lots of pool tables, very dark, and had like a Pac-Man and a Ms. Pac-Man machine right by the door. And so there were these guys that were playing the Pac-Man machine, and I really wanted to play it. I was probably like 8 or 9 or whatever. And I like knew all the codes and everything to it. And so I like, he said this on the message. He was like, do you remember? So my middle name is Alexander, so Pam. It's my initials. Which I always hated growing up as a kid, you know, Pam. So anyway, you know, like you used to put your initials in the video games. And so he said, you know, like on that video game, it was like Pam, because nobody could beat my score because I knew all the codes and everything. This is so funny. Like I haven't thought about this in years. This is one thing, like since this accident, my dad has called pretty regularly and will say like, do you remember this? Or do you remember that? And like just memories from my childhood. And I think he just was really shook to his core, you know, when he came in that first day to the emergency room. I think he just was like... So he calls me and he tells me about all these memories that he has of me being a kid. And so this memory is like... there are these guys that were playing Pac-Man and I wanted to play the machine or something, and my dad kind of started getting arrogant with them and was like, my kid can beat you and all this kind of stuff. And these guys were like, no he can't. And my dad was like, yes he can. And he was like, it was something like 100, it was like a lot of money. He's like, I'll bet you $100 my kid can beat you, because he was like, Peter knows the codes, he can beat anybody. Well, these guys just like they beat me like crazy, right? And my dad, he was like, we left there and he goes, I can't believe what happened. I was like, Dad, I don't know, the codes didn't work, they must have changed them. And he was like, I can't believe what happened, all this kind of stuff. Now he tells us this funny story that's so funny, you know. But when I was growing up and we would go to like Saugatuck for the weekend, I mean, it was like me and my dad. Like, I can remember like driving up there. We would always stop at Dog and Suds. Was it Dog and Suds? But it was like seriously like in the middle of nowhere, like Niles, Michigan, outside of Niles, Michigan, and it was like this Dog and Suds, and we would always stop there, and then afterwards, like for snacks on the way up there, we would get like Slim Jims, those beef things, and we would get root beer from Dog and Suds, which my dad, to this day, I think it's a northern Indiana thing, he still calls root beer, which is so cute. And so we would have like our root beers and our Slim Jims, and I think it's from the Slim Jim he would say, Which is so funny because Tanya Jean, her favorite snack of life is like the Slim Jim that you get, the beef stick, I think it's called, because I'm always like, do you have your meat? So it's like a beef stick, but then it has cheese in it. Do you guys know what I'm talking about? She loves those. And it's like in a long thing. So my dad started referring to us at some point as Big Jim and Little Jim. And so anytime we would go to Michigan or any kind of road trip, my dad would always be like, you ready, Little Jim? We're going, come on. It's Big Jim and Little Jim. Alex texted me while I was on my walk, and he said that he was going to work till 4 or 5, because he works like shorter days on Fridays. But he slept in a little bit this morning. He left about 10, because he can get off between like 10 and 2, so I think he's working till 4 or 5 because of that. There are so many people walking, running, bicycling out today. It's such a pretty day. They're doing like all the yard work in the neighborhood and stuff too. There's my neighbor across the street. She's retiring. She's on the phone. She's retiring this year. She's really sweet. All my neighbors are really sweet. Well, not all of them, but the majority of them. As long as you don't flush socks down your toilet. As long as you don't flush shoes down your toilet. And magazines. He told me another one. I can't remember what it was. They were supposed to clean our gutters today. I must have woken up too late and missed that part. But there is a bird's nest sitting in our yard. But it's like an old one. So I don't know if they cleaned that out or not. But he was like... Look at you, so cute in your little tennis skirt.
It's hotter in here.
Okay, I'm back. She started saying people's names and stuff, so I was like, ah, cut. She's so sweet. So she's retiring in 8.5 days. Must seem so weird. I have so many friends of mine that like they retire and then they start like new careers that they have for like the rest of their lives. And I don't think that they necessarily, and I have a lot of friends of mine that are retired that don't do anything for the rest of their lives either, you know, and they travel or they'll have a house in Florida and they go back and forth from there, you know, and whatnot. A lot of recovery friends. But a lot of my friends, well, our neighbors next door, they both got like part-time jobs, but doing something that they really wanted to do, and just for like extra money and all kinds of stuff. And he ended up like loving it, and they offered him like a full-time position. So he's like, yeah, I love it. But it's like doing something that he loves. I always thought my dad would be the kind of guy that when he retired, and he does a lot of stuff, like he, throughout the day, I mean, he has so much stuff going on. But I thought that he would be somebody that would like go and do something else, like some, whatever. But he's enjoying retirement. I'm like, you're enjoying it? He's like, oh yeah. I still get up early, and he's like, I make myself breakfast, and I take the dog out, and I read all the newspapers, and, he loves it. So, yeah. It's interesting because in here a lot, the majority of the people in here are retired, so you talk to people a lot about retirement. And this woman that I know, and I've known for a really long time through some other people, she walks every day around here. And so she came up one day and she was sitting here talking to me, and she was so sweet, and she looks fantastic. And I said, God, you walk every day, you're traveling, you're in such great health. And I said, because she retired, I don't know, probably 4 or 5 years ago. And I said, do you miss working? And she was like, no. And I was like, and I honestly, I thought she was like 65, 66, maybe. And she was like, I worked way past retirement. And I said, I don't want to ask, but I thought you were like 65, 66. She goes, I'm 77. I'm almost 78. I was like, oh my God. I was like, you deserve to relax, you know? She's like, yeah, I walk every night. She's like, I walk for, about a half an hour, and I eat dinner, and I have friends that I go do things with, and I travel and visit my relative, or her nieces and nephews and stuff, and she's like, that's my life. And she loves it. It was so funny because she used to tease me back in the day, and she'd say, if a place ever goes up in your neighborhood, let me know. I want to be in there. And she lived probably like 20 minutes away from here. And she and I knew each other through somebody, so it wasn't like we were like good friends or anything. And so whenever I would see her, she would say, like, is there a place available in there? Well, the places that are in here, it's kind of like if we were going to, well, we would be a different story, kind of. Well, maybe not. Like, Caroline always talks about how she wants to live in here, but, like, if the people across the street were moving out, like, they would say to their friends, we love living here, we're moving, blah, 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 whatever. And then, or if there was one open and their friends wanted to move in here, they would tell them that there's one opening. They put it in the newsletter before they list it. So there's never a listing in here. I don't know the last time I've ever seen a real estate sign in here. Because they're sold before they're, like, So anyway. But she kept on asking me. She was like, are there any that are, like, right now there's none listed or anything like that. And it's just, like, it seems very safe back here. And, and the mature trees, it's beautiful. And they keep the neighborhood so nice. I mean, I'm just, like, literally looking at it. It looks like a woods right here. It's so gorgeous. And everybody's out in their yard working, and the flowers are beautiful and whatever. So she was like, in the tennis court, and the swimming pool, and the lakes and everything. She's on the lakes. So she was like, every time I would see her, she'd say, is there something available in there? And I'd say, I don't think so. I haven't heard of anything, So one day, I was sitting out here. This was way before the accident. This was probably a year ago. And she walks by, and I was like, I said her name, and she goes, oh my God, I always wondered where you lived in here. And I said, I didn't know you were serious about wanting to move in here. She goes, oh my God, 100%. I said, I thought you were just teasing me about it. She was like, no. She was like, I was so ready to get out of my old condo. And so she's got a beautiful condo in here. And she's really happy here. And people really look out for each other too and stuff. Like some kids, I'm like, should I talk about this on here or not? Some kids harassed. They're kids that don't live in the neighborhood. But they were like 12-year-olds, and they were harassing this woman. And she had the door thing. I can't remember what it's called. God, somebody was just talking to me about this today. Where you can like see and talk to people through it. It's like an app. Do you guys know what I'm talking about? So she was like talking to them, and they were like cussing around and like making all these kind of gestures and stuff. Well, she was recording the whole thing. She had the whole thing recorded. So they sent the recording of this video to every person in this neighborhood to ask them if they, and that's how they found out who these kids belonged to. They're very, very protective of this neighborhood, which makes me happy. I'm glad that it's that way, Yeah, I didn't used to love it when I moved in here, but I like it now. But I'm also a lifer. I mean, I feel like I've been here longer than ever. They put in this in the newsletter. They said this guy, and it was like he was like one of the longest. He was like one of the top 3 people that had been living in this neighborhood the longest, and it was like 1994 or whatever. Well, my mom moved in here in December of 1994, and I was like, literally, our family has been one of the longest people living in this neighborhood. So, back up. But anyway, I don't know what I'm going to do this weekend because I don't have my shows to watch because I'm all caught up. I was actually thinking about, I don't know why, and this is so tragic and sad, but I used to love her. I was thinking about watching the Anna Nicole show. I have it on DVD, my neighbor across the street was leaving, and she was like waving me down because she knew that I was recording, because when I stopped it before, she was like, "Are you recording?" And I said yes. So she was like waving me down, and anyway, so I was just like, just stop it. Anyway, what was I talking about? Oh, I want to watch Anatomy of a Scandal, I think, because Tanya told me that it was pretty good, and I want to start watching that Candy. Is anybody watching it? Is it any good? I know this vlog has so many stops and starts in it, but anyway, it is what it is. I'm not going to make it much longer anyway. And then I was thinking about watching the Anna Nicole show, because I haven't watched it in a long time. Two shows that I used to love back in the day, two reality shows, were the Anna show, you know, Anna Nicole. And I also loved The Simple Life with Nicole, what's her face, Richie, and Paris Hilton. So I was thinking about maybe watching those. But then I looked on Amazon Prime where they said it was listed, the Anna Nicole show, and it's not on there. So I was going to go look in the iTunes store and see if they have it. Anna Nicole show. But I don't think they do have it to buy. And I have it on DVD. They don't have it. So I guess I can't watch it. I don't know. Oh well. I want something that's like a thriller that's really good that I can get into. We have X on the Beach to watch. I started season 1 of X on the Beach. It's kind of different than it's kind of different than the current season, and the Peak of Love. I really liked Peak of Love a lot. So I don't know that I'm not interested in watching the first season. Maybe I'll watch the second season and then go back and watch the first season. I don't know. I don't know what we're going to do this weekend. I may film a short vlog this weekend on Saturday or Sunday, or I may not. I may just take the entire weekend and relax before like coming back, like I said at the beginning of the vlog. Because starting Monday, I would really like to post regularly. And I will say this, you guys, like, I know back in the day, I would say, like, I don't ever want to miss a vlog. I want to vlog every day and all that kind of stuff. And it's not that I don't feel that way now, because honestly, sitting out here I felt compelled. I was like, God, I want to talk to them, and I'm so excited about this. But there are just going to probably be some days that I just can't pull it together. And those will probably be days. And I know people will be like, well, then that's when you should talk to us and whatever. But I think that, you know, taking care of myself is really important. And so those will probably be the days that I don't film something. And so don't get distressed if I don't post a video for a day. I mean, if 3 or 4 days goes by and I haven't posted a video, I will definitely let you guys know in the Vloggerinos group or something like that. But my plan is to come back on a pretty regular basis. I'm just saying I may film 3 days in a row on the vlog channel or on all of my channels, and then not for a day or two. And, you know, it's so amazing to be able to do something that I absolutely love, you know? And I really missed it while I was gone. At the same time, I also realized how healthy it was for me to at times not be on it and not push myself, you know? And so I want to come back being kind to myself and also giving you guys, you know, quality videos and vlogs. And like, I feel bad today that this one had so many edits in it, but so yeah. So just in case you don't see me again until Monday, that's what's going on. But I may film something tomorrow, and I may film something Sunday, I don't know. So anyway, I'm going to get off here now. Troy was kind enough to post the outro, which I need to screenshot so that I have. Hold on a second. He posted the intro, or the outro. Let me see if I can find it. Oh, and I guess the group just hit 1,500 members. All right. Welcome to the cult. Where did he post this? I know I saw it. Oh, shoot. I just went out of the vlog. The vlog arenas. I know Troy posted in here. We're about the outro. Oh, look at Amy's baby. So cute. Happy birthday, 1 year. 1 year in the cult and going strong, Amy said. Oh my gosh. Oh, it's Friday the 13th. Happy Friday the 13th, everybody. Oh my God, Troy posted the video of the story in Mrs. Birdie and Gertie. Oh, I have that on my phone. I still love that. Oh, thank you, Troy, for sharing that. Oh, Isabella, I am so sorry to hear about little Eddie. And it put in his passing. That makes me so sad. Hang in there, darling. I know he posted this in here. I literally just saw it yesterday. Catherine said, assuming we have all watched the vlog, just wanted to remind everyone, please don't flush your magazines or shoes. Okay, I cannot find this post, and it's going back days, but I know it was on here. Okay, so hold on a second. Well, first of all, I want to say, in case nobody else has told you this today, I love you. Reach out to somebody and let them know how much they mean to you, because most importantly, and practice random acts of kindness. Be too much. Where is this post on here? And I can't find it, but happy birthday, Lena! I love you guys, and I'll see you in my next vlog. Bye!